You already know what time it is. It's Monday. Welcome back. True Beats Podcast, Muscle Bully, episode 16. And we're in here, y'all. For those of y'all tuning in for the first time, just know this is on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. For those of y'all that's tuning in and only streaming, just know every Monday you can come catch us live, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Right here, it goes down. We got guests, we got giveaways. We do the whole nine. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yo, what's going on, Roger?
What's up?
Oh, let's see here. We got Lance right here. Here we go.
Lance is in, where's he? In Mississippi, right?
Yeah, northern Mississippi.
So he's got internet down there?
I think they just got it up there where he's at.
I told you, Zach, Roger wasn't going to wait a minute, was it?
Nope. Straight out the gate, letting them know.
What's up, guys?
Not much, buddy. What's going on?
Man, same old thing.
Yes, sir.
Like everybody else, I guess, preparing for nationals.
There you go.
The best we can. Looking forward to that.
Who are you taking from your camp? Who's going? John
I'm
Wayne?
gonna I'll take my grand and my champion. I'll take Earp and Wayne.
Okay.
And then I have two clients' dogs too, and one of them being a Wayne son. So I'll have 4 total that I'll be actually handling. But 2 of them will be actually Blue Magic Bully dogs. What about you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Oh man.
I got precious puppies on the ground, and then Pilo and Nomi's 30 days out. So
Hey, Roger.
I'm sleep deprived as it stands right now.
I saw the Red Bull.
Hey, Roger, what was it that you said you didn't like about Lance's dogs again?
Too early.
Look, bro, I don't think I'm ever going. He said too early. We're going to finish him with that one. That's the finishing move.
Jumping in
You
so
got
fast,
some foreplay first,
They'll stand. They already. Roger's first words to me were, "Don't have internet in Mississippi." So
Yeah.
Hey, don't feel bad. The first time I ever met Stan, the first thing he asked me was, "Do y'all have a Walmart?"
hell no, we just got running water.
Yep. All right, for those of y'all that don't know, man, this is True Beats Podcast, Muscle Bully, episode 16. This is our guest, Lance Lee. For those of y'all that don't know, if you see the question mark at the bottom of the screen, please hit the question mark. Answer your questions. It will be a lot easier if it's inside the question mark.
Yeah, and if you ask a question in the question mark, I'm going to add you to our spinner wheel so you can get these free prizes. And tonight, man, even Lance added Blue Magic puppy blankets. He added Blue Magic Bully cups and VW hats.
Nice.
So we got a lot of extra stuff giving away in here.
Hats, Blue Magic Bully shirts and hats, and I have Blue Magic Bully hats. So we can, if you want to, we can give away a total of 5 hats. That'll be 5 different colors, and then 2 shirts, a puppy blanket, and then we can do a cup too if you want to.
Nice.
Cool. I just added you to this, just the whole spinner wheel, man. We got a lot of stuff we're giving away tonight. So
Nice.
if you want to get involved in this, make sure you ask a question. Put it in the question box like Zach said, and we'll get the party started.
And that can be inappropriate questions. That's fine.
Yeah, if they got some, it'll work.
This is the crew to answer them. I promise you.
That's right.
Y'all can hear me good and everything.
Yeah,
We got you.
everybody's mics are sounding good, right?
Yep, I'm good.
So.
Perfect.
I'm on 6, like always.
So Zach and Roger, I added an opportunity in the post where people could ask some questions there to get entered into the contest early. And remember, you guys got to be listening live. We're going to spin the wheel. And once we spin the wheel, you got up to, we'll give you 3 to 5 minutes to respond to us or before the end of the show. And so we want to reward those who are listening. And if you missed the show, they can catch us on Spotify, YouTube, and also on Apple.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll pull the page up I got the page.
There's some good questions in there.
Yeah. But let's jump it off like we normally do. Let's start at the beginning, Lance. Let's tell everybody. Let's talk about how you got into Bullies, when you got into Bullies, what the vision was, and we'll roll from there.
Bro, I'm gonna be completely honest. When I first got in, there wasn't a vision. It was strictly my last pit bull died, and I had seen the Bullies and was like, man, bigger, a little more substance, everything, and I just wanted some pets, and went out and bought a brother and sister pair. And just went to a couple fun shows because people were, hey man, your dogs that look pretty good. And, man, just went to them fun shows and really didn't kill it, but just fell in love with the being able to compete, and just the people you met. It was just an experience like I've really never experienced, to be honest with you. And even just Mississippi at the fun shows, just people from, 30 minutes from you. And then, man, when you took that leap and went to the first ABKC show, and now you're meeting people from different states and just completely different cultures. I fell in love, man. That's kind of how I fell in love. That was about 4 years ago. We're going on year number 4 right now with Blue Magic Bullies.
So what was the pivotal moment because I know you said you were going to a lot of fun shows just locally around the state. At what point did you realize that you could take it further and there was more to what you were doing than what you were doing?
Just the passion and love that I saw the people that were throwing the fun shows. I mean, you could just tell they were losing money, but they were still just so about everybody's dog, to a certain extent. Man, it's hard to explain, but just, I met, met one of my best friends at a fun show. We're best friends to this day, like we've been lifelong friends. And it was just something that I had never experienced, as far as it really, I mean, it was about money. And I'm not going to lie, that's what I got into it for, was to breed dogs and to, sell litters. But that has completely went out the window since I have gotten in this. But I really just kind of, breed for myself. I don't really consider myself a breeder. When I first started, I was like, yeah, I breed this and this. I just dropped my 3rd and 4th litter a couple months ago. I mean, you were down here and saw them. So 4 litters under your belt, that's not, I really don't have, to be, say, just a, a breeder, but I breed for myself right now so I can become a breeder, and know what I'm getting,
Yeah, exactly. So, because it's Blue Magic Bullies, but we see the BWO, we see it all over the place. So when did that come about? Because it's not really like, I mean, everyone's still their own independent yard, right? So it's just
correct,
kind of a collective.
So obviously after, the fun shows and you started hitting the ABKC shows, first ABKC show I went to, I was like, oh, wow, we're not even in the race, guys. Like we're at the fun shows, we were doing okay. Went to the ABKC, it was, a punch in the mouth, kind of going and fighting that little guy out of town that whooped your butt, that's kind of the experience we had. But just wanted to get better. Everything from advertising to better dogs was in my head at that first show. I went to the first show, saw the setup. Somebody had a tent set up. I knew right then I'm about to get me a tent set up. I didn't even have Facebook when I went to my first show. I just got Facebook 3 years ago, and Zach knows the struggles he deals with me on my advertising and all my artwork and stuff. But just stepping my games up there. But the BWO, so that's what. We're from Mississippi, and every show we went to was like, there just wasn't many people from Mississippi at the shows, like, and, we may have been going to the wrong shows, but, just wasn't a lot of people going from Mississippi. So we got together and was like, hey, we'll start a group from Mississippi. And then it was 4 of us, Jared Harmon, John Bridges, me, and Jeremy Oliphant. And, we went off of the NWO, the old wrestling stuff, the New World Order, the Bully World Order. And, man, we started getting love from so many different states, and we felt like we could grow, and man, we've been blessed with good additions. I mean, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And especially when you're adding people to a group that's, anytime you add a different personality in, it's, it's a process.
Okay. Yeah. When it comes to like business and growing the brand and business, I would think a group would be very similar, and culture is probably critically important to the dynamic of how that group thrives or does not thrive. What would you say would be the pros and cons of joining a group if you're somebody who's wanting to get in this bully game?
So we looked at groups when we first started, and our Mississippi group, we grew it to about 10. So the pros, before, it was difficult to get everybody to agree to, hey, let's go after other states. Let's kind of push this bigger. Let's do this. So we have a policy that the Mississippi group has to vote on anything, and it has to be 100%. If one person says no, it doesn't matter. You know, we can bring it back up later, this and this. We want you to be your own group. We never want to hold another camp back. But what we want to do is be able to come together at these shows and make a bigger presence than just one kennel. You know, when you win, we win. Lance doesn't have to have a dog in the top 10 every year when BWO Texas is coming right along and boom, keeping us going. That was the whole idea. I mean, we've had our ups and downs. I mean, you know, we're a family. We've had some difficult conversations, and we've had to let a member or two go. And then we've had one that just, left. But that's the freedom you have. We ask a lot of other groups like Duval's and people that knew about Black Labels and, successful groups that, that we kind of, they paved the path for us. That's what kind of made us, hey, if we can, it can work. But it seemed like when we came in, there really wasn't a whole lot of group talk, besides your Duval's. And really Black Labels by then was kind of, you would hear about it on Facebook, but you really wouldn't see it at the shows, Right. So we felt like, man, like it would just be so good if it worked out. But we kind of asked around, and we didn't do some things that they did that people complained about. We took that to heart, and and tried to grow from there. And we've had to adjust a little bit. Like, I'll give a perfect example. Like, I was like, hey, there's no dues or anything to be in the BWO. If we come after you and say, hey, do you want to be in? There's no fees or nothing. But that's something that's probably going to change, because to grow and to throw our own shows and stuff, we got to start really kind of treating it like a business and starting to, so we can do more, because we've done so much with kind of doing just really the bare minimum. Now it's time, like, hey guys, we've already kind of built the brand a little bit. Now let's really push it and see where we're going. And we got big things planned for 2023.
Nice. Now, as far as the group goes, are all the dogs in the group pretty similar style, or do you have, some people doing pockets, you're doing standards?
Yeah, we got
somebody doing different stuff.
We got every kind. We got every breed. We have Shorty Bulls. We have Frenchies. We have everything that shows at an ABKC show besides, a few dogs. We don't have any Mastiffs. We don't have any, golly, what's that dog called?
Dachshund?
Yes.
Pit Bull Terrier?
Yeah, well, no,
German
we don't.
Shepherd?
Well, yeah, we do. We just added Nikki in Kentucky. She runs
Nice.
she runs that Ruger line.
Okay.
And so we do so, and we got, man, I wish I had the numbers. Like I said, I got my dates mixed up, and I didn't get a chance to get that, but we got quite a few champions and grand champions total in our group. It's pretty good numbers.
That's a good. Let's talk about, for those that don't know. I know last year your stud grand champion John Wayne was what, number 7 in the ABKC.
Yeah, he finished number 7 in the world.
And then this year, what did he place again this year?
I don't know. I know he was top 5, and then I know he got knocked down from that, but he has 8 wins. I don't know if they got the standings out. Do you, Roger?
I don't know.
So I don't know.
I seen Regina put something out, but I know a lot of people were questioning a lot of things. So I don't know if it was official, because she was like, if anybody sees any issues, hit me up or whatnot. But I don't know if it was official.
I don't know if it was even up to date.
No, it was still, they still had 2 or 3 shows to go. So I'm figuring in the next week or 2, but we're trying to stay top 10. But if not, we gave it our best shot. We went to as many shows as we could.
Yeah, I wanted to.
We got a boatload of questions, bro.
Yeah, I see it down there.
This is probably the most questioned podcast.
Roll on them. It's early. We can get.
They trying to catch old Lance Stan. They trying to catch me slipping. That's why.
All right, I got to get closer so I can read.
Oh Lord.
Here we go.
Yeah. People don't really realize that. Like, Zachy looks good for 50.
I know it, man. 55. Don't let them know, bro. All right, here we go, y'all.
Get your bifocals
I'm
out.
just gonna start at the top, man. Like, there's
No
so
offense,
many.
Zach.
We're just gonna go.
Let's go. I'll answer what I can, bro.
Neely Watts says, if you could have any other breed besides a bully, what would it be and why?
I do have another breed. It's a boxer. It's because I growed up with them and I love them. They're crazy sometimes, but I absolutely love them. They can blink their eye and be in a different world, but they've been great family dogs to me and my family for years.
Yeah, my mom still got a boxer. Lauren Ashley says, are dog shows a must when breeding?
Ooh.
I think dog shows are a must if you're not breeding and you're trying to, if you just got a stud, that you're studding out. Like if you're not even breeding females at your own yard, I think going to any show you can, especially sanctioned shows, ABKC, BRC, UKC, and if you got the dog, AKC. I mean, I would love to eventually get to there, but I don't really like dressing up. But I mean, excuses are excuses. I could eventually do that. I would love. I mean, yes. To answer the question, yes, I think shows are the most critical part of your camp. Promoting your business, meeting new people, meeting new faces. And you yourself, you actually see these dogs that pictures are taken of. You get to put hands on them and see them. And I mean, I met everybody on this podcast at a show. So yes, ma'am, I think going to shows are very, very, they're crucial.
Is the bossed up _bully camp 2.0 in the house? If you are, let us know.
Let us know. We got a winner. You've won something.
Winner.
Contact us. We'll see ya. Let's see here. Stephanie Big Mike Bullies. Shout out to Stephanie Big Mike's Bullies, by the way. She's tuned in every week. Big
Nice.
supporter. Shout out to you. But she says, what dog / bloodline was your first bully?
Ooh. My first bully was Miyagi blood. Even run back to the OG2.
How dare you say that?
So, like I said earlier in the podcast, I got the dogs for, really couch potatoes and bought just off of that. One of those dogs ended up being my first champion Bonnie, who really dipped my toe into the success part of winning and getting ribbons and getting that extra drive to want to push across state lines to get, a little ribbon,
All right.
But I love Waffle Blood. Waffle Blood's what I love. I love the old school, more edge, the Rockin' Ruby. But
hey, speaking of Rockin' Ruby, that's where I started out at.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I actually I picked up litter mates off of Remy bred to Gina Jules, who was the director of Rockin' Ruby offspring.
Yeah, I like that blood. I'm running more of the Cash Money, the Moonshine, the not Cash Money, but the Moonshine, and off of the Adonis part.
So, what's your thought about breeders, man, who have like this? Like they say they have an exclusive breeding in their yard and they're really breeding for themselves. And they keep certain, like when it comes to the litter, right? They either keep the litter in-house, right? But then they send the rest of the litter overseas. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think America
send them overseas and do what? Like just send them over?
Just so that the market is kind of like, they kind of isolate the market on how they want their blood to go.
So, Stan, I've only, had 4 litters, so I'm not, into, I guess the hiding your bloodline kind of yet. I'm not there yet. But that would be the only thing I would see they were doing, was just trying to make the market here where they could get more bang here, and then whoever they were working with over there to get more money.
Do you believe that's good for the community or bad for the community? I personally think that it's a great strategic move. But what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, and you can always breed yourself in a corner. So, it helps out there. And then, like you said, it makes, supply and demand in different places where people can actually get what they really want for the puppies. And that always, it's got to make sense to keep on moving,
Yeah.
To me, that really doesn't, I mean, that's kind of your preference thing, whatever you want to do. In this world, it's hard to tell another man what to do without, lips getting curled up, I
look at it similar to diamonds, right? Like the industry has made diamonds seem extremely valuable because of the scarcity of them, right? And the quality and stuff like that. And I feel like when you make a move like that, it's such a powerful move, especially when you're building a brand. But that's just my opinion,
But to me, I mean, I feel like you could do that for a little bit with the dogs, but your team's not going to be, everybody in your team's not going to want to buy a dog from you and want to have your blood. So eventually you're just going to pet home a bunch of dogs and either neuter or spay them to keep it exclusive, or, you know what I mean? Because there's going to be people that's not in your little circle that's eventually going to get your stuff anyway.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to read some off of the post that you had earlier that asked questions.
Because there's like 90 questions in the question box right now.
That's Kev says, what's better to start a kennel, a male or a female?
Female.
Yeah, that's a
To me,
It's a no-brainer, right?
to me, a quality female. And don't do what I did. Don't buy a brother and sister. Like, I mean, I got lucky, and like I said, the first female I bought, she champed out, which, you know, is the more of the style of dog I want. I bred her one time; she won't be bred again. Had a couple, you know, puppies have underbites. So, to me, if I'm going to run structure, everything's got, for me to even have a chance to win, everything has to be right. Everything has to, I mean, if I got a flaw, it can't be a horrible one, and it's got to be just one, you know, for me to even to compete with the bigger dogs. And that's how it should be. I mean, you know, if you're going to be clean in structure, you need to have clean in structure.
So what's your biggest pet peeve? Like, as far as flaws, you looking at your own dog, like, what's that one flaw you're just like, I'm not tolerating it? Yeah. In your program. Yeah.
I don't have it in my program, but if I had to fix something on John Wayne, it would be the roach on his back. If I had to break him down, my champion dog, I wish I could fix his bite. Bonnie, to me, I mean, she doesn't have a bad bite, but she throwed them. You know, I wish she would have been a better producer, really, and more mass, I guess, you know, and that would be across the board on all my dogs, the mass part.
I think like the roach, that's kind of a given for that blood, though, right? So
yeah.
So
yeah, and
what's worse, roachback or saddleback?
You talking about swayback?
Yeah.
I would rather have what I have.
Yeah.
I would rather have a little roach because.
Hey, the world already knows because I ain't rocking with the saddleback. I ain't rocking.
You need to get a shirt made with that on there.
No more saddlebacks.
Like, you can literally stack a roach out, though, right? So, I mean, I've seen lots of dogs in the ring that have one, but when they're stacked out, they look flat.
That's right. And John Wayne, sometimes in pictures, you know, them people are taking pictures. They send me some, and there it'll be, you know, there it'll be right there at the end. But, you know, I don't advertise him. You know, I tell everybody who locks him in, you know, hey, please come put hands on him. You know, sometimes I think the pictures make him look bigger than he is, you know, and then sometimes I think the pictures make him sometimes look smaller than he is. But I just, you know, I think that's with every dog. I just say, come put your hands on him, come check him out. And that's what I tell everybody. Even if you're not shopping with me, don't just do that with me. Do that with everybody.
Do that all. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, please.
Being a grand champion for no reason. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Worth coming and looking at.
Yeah, and go ahead.
No, it's Forever Humble _Bully in the house. Are they in the building?
Winner, chicken dinner.
What'd they win?
We won't know if they're not here.
Oh, Lord, it's spin again, baby. Spin again.
Yeah, all right, let's see here. Fresh Fire Bullies says, this is a good one.
That's a good question.
Did you ever have a time you felt like you'd give up?
Yes, and I actually talked to Zach.
Here.
You know,
hold on. We got our winners in the building. Forever Humble Bullies is here.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna
get you winnings, baby. Get you winnings.
But yeah, answer that question.
So yes,
I want to hear this.
Yes, I did. And not like, you know, just. So yes, I mean, I hit. You know, you have highs and you have lows. You get frustrated. And it was just a lot going on, and you know, and And like I said, I talked to Zach, and I know he's on here, and it may sound like I'm just trying to say it because he's on here, but it's the truth. So I talked to Zach, and he was like, "Look, he kind of told me the things that I have kind of done, that were really good things that I was just kind of taking for granted more or less, and I don't know. Sometimes, like he said, you got to pat yourself on the back. But yeah, John Wayne had got attacked by some dogs and almost died, and they said he would never show again. That was at the beginning of the year. That's why we never showed at the beginning of the year. Nobody really knows that. I think Roger and Zach know that.
Yeah.
But in the first show he came back, he won 2 best in shows.
No,
So
I mean, I've personally seen him in person. It's been even after the accident, before the accident, and it's like, bro, right now, it's almost like he came back with a vengeance. Like he looks the best that he's ever looked as far as head size. He's holding
I
masks
appreciate
on
it.
him. Like he's a nice dog, bro. But that's the thing. You were looking at the obstacle as far as what you haven't accomplished, as far as what you needed to, and was forgetting everything that you had already accomplished already, right? So
That's
it was
right.
like it was more or less like me just bringing light to what you had already. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, bro, that's what I wanted to bring into the question earlier is the fact that you have a top 10 ranked dog in the ABKC says a lot, because like you said, it's not just in the States, that's worldwide. So
And to be
that's an
honest,
accomplishment.
I never thought that, even having a grand champion, I would have one now.
Yeah.
I've been super blessed with good dogs, and I've been blessed to be around good people.
Yeah.
Everywhere from handlers in the ring, and that's where it goes back to whoever asked that question earlier about being in the ring. Yeah, when I was getting whooped by them people, but I was also earning all them people's respect because I showed up, show in and show out, and asked the same questions, and judges would tell me, "Hey, you've been working on what I told you to work on. I can see that." So it wasn't just to jump in and just, "Hey, Lance, we're winning everything." John Wayne blessed us, bro. And really, if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I could financially be able to have hung in there through a couple of times.
I know in MMA or boxing, when we talk about the ring or the cage, it's the truth serum. It literally lets you know if someone put in the work or they did not put in the work, right? Like it's going to let you know. It speaks the truth. Did you put in the work? You did not put in the work. And I'm talking about the 1%. Are you doing that 1% thing that's going to make your dog 1% better? Even though it's going to take you a huge investment in time and effort, but you went the extra mile, and it's going to separate the winners and the champions and the elite from those who are just competing.
Yeah, I mean that's everything you were doing in a nutshell though. Like first time I ever hit a show, I only seen maybe 3 or 4 booths set up, right? Not everybody there had a booth for say, and it's like you see this dude in the corner, Blue Magic Bullies, BWO, like you got a whole table full of merch, you got dogs, you got everything accessible to make yourself stand out. So
loud, very loud.
Yeah,
I get excited, man. I get excited.
But that's part of, right? Like that's part of showmanship.
Yeah.
Showmanship, when it comes to branding, is everything. Sometimes you have to be loud and almost obnoxious. Like I got people who can't stand me at times because I'm just like I have a person right now who's on Facebook just like coming at me on an ad real crazy because at the end of the day, they're like, "Hey, the vest is not designed correctly," and I'm like, "No, it's wrong." And I put them in a corner to the point where like, "Well, aren't you the owner?" And I already know what's going to happen. I say, "Yeah, I'm the owner." Well, you shouldn't be treating people, your potential customers, like that. It's the same bullshit. But we're in a different era now, and we're in a completely different era where like everybody's now becoming their own business and you're your own brand, and you just can't just walk over people like that anymore.
Yeah, we're not the suit and tie business owners.
So before we get to that next question, let me ask you, Lance.
Yeah.
When you had like internal conflict, was that because of the dogs or was it because of the community?
It was a lot. It was everything, Roger. It was the community and maybe the everybody knows when somebody's saying something slick about them. It was that. It was, man. If I lose this dog, like. I do have him saved. I've had him saved. I have enough to cover everybody, but just, not even financial part of it on him, but just, man, we've been all over the world together. Like it was just a lot of stress. And then And then, you know, I have my own construction business as well that I have to run on top of this. And you know, if work gets slow, lumber went up, COVID, people wouldn't want you in houses. It was like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, I'm going to have to like live off the land. And, but you know,
can
man,
do that in Mississippi though.
yeah, but everybody'd be doing it. We'd run out of shit to eat for long.
Yeah.
Teach John Wayne how to hunt.
Yeah, he does.
Nah, he's got
he
class
loves
for
the
that.
woods, man. We got, like I said, we got about a 21 acre spot. We take him out, and you know where I do my hunting and stuff. Where eventually the compound to be built. But I mean, y'all, I've loved these dogs ever since. I mean, I've had pit bulls ever since I was in high school, man. And you know, and I always with the pit bull wanted to show people. This is not a vicious, ferocious dog. This dog just has, to me, they're the easiest dog I've ever trained. I've trained Weimaraners, I've trained Labs, I've trained Blue Heelers, Boxers. These dogs have such a will to please their owner. If you want them to run up that wall and get something, they're more than likely going to run up that wall and get something. But if you want them to love, and if you treat them with love and respect, and they're going to be another member of your family, man. You know.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll this question. I don't know if let's see.
Did it
Wants to
disappear?
know? No, it's still there. Lance, what is your favorite dog of the past and the present?
Ooh.
So, like I said, I've only been in the game a short time. A dog from the past would be Grand Champion Adonis, hands down. I think he's one of the best studs, best standard dogs there ever was. And his owner, Marlon Harris, really didn't even push him that hard. He would just hit shows that were literally in his backyard. And I mean, that dog was, I mean, he was just a phenomenal dog. Everything that I really would want to breed towards, besides, like I said, there's no perfect dog, or, you know, maybe there is, but to me, he had a couple flaws as far as that I wouldn't have wanted. One of them, you know, being a little bit of the breathing thing. But the dog right now that I love the most, I mean, it's Waffle House, man. It's just it is what it is. And to be honest, I haven't seen that dog in person. But to me, I can't say anything different. But I've seen firsthand what he's done and how he's blessed my yard. And to me, right now, he's really doing it. And that's just my opinion. There's a lot of great dogs out there, but if I had to pick, those would be the two. But those were the two that I kind of came into. Like Waffle was really the first stud that I kind of came across, and Tone and how he did all his stuff. Like, you know, I try to, you know, I mean, point blank, I try to copy that. Like that's how I first got it started. And then making my own relationships and stuff gave me more of my own freedom to kind of network how I wanted to, you know?
It's kind of funny. Like we always talk to everybody about like, where did you start? How'd you start? Right. And it seems like the internet is frozen in like some years ago. Right. So if you go to Google and you start searching American Bully, you're going to get Waffle House, Lucky Luciano, you know, Venom. There's like a whole bunch of dogs from years ago that always come up in those searches. So a lot of people have that similar kind of base. Like, this is where I started. This is the dog I ran across first that made me fall in love with the bully, you know.
But I love the bullier dogs too. I just want to me, it's kind of like buying a used car to flip and sell. Like, I if you end up getting stuck with it, I want to like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if my structure's there and nobody else likes it, oh well, old Lance Lee likes it, and that's what we bred for anyway. So it's a win, and it's a win in my book. And then I want to add the mass slowly, but I still want to kind of do it with line breeding, kind of where everything kind of ties back into John Wayne, Warren G, the old school stuff. But then I got some breedings where I'm going to double down on my Rocco and stuff. You know, I have a Zero daughter over here that's looking really good. And you know, plans are to take her to Baby Cakes. That'll add me. You know, it's Rocco bred to a Warren G daughter, so that'll tie my Waffle and double up on my Rocco. So I got plans to add stuff. You know, more dogs that I necessarily maybe, you know, wouldn't have, you know, on my yard, but I want to use them because, I mean, I do want to get bigger, but I you know, my structure's my main thing.
Stan, what our winners catch down there?
Is beast_Branake9 in here.
You want to give away some of this stuff?
I do know that the first winner was here. They said bossed up bully whatever. I guess we missed it when they said they were here, but they did say they were here.
Yeah, I saw him.
All right, well then let me just close that out, and we'll pull up and see.
What did Forever Humble Bullies get?
Vita Bully.
Vita Bully.
We got these BWO shirts in here. You got a chance to win those as well. So we got those in there.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
Let's talk about the perfect dog. You say there's no perfect dog. There might be a perfect dog. Let's say, Lance, you had an opportunity to take the best attributes out of 5 different dogs, your 5 favorite dogs, and you were able to build your bully. I'd like to hear what dogs you would choose and what attributes you would choose from them.
Whew, that's a good one, Stan. That's a good one.
I mean, somebody's got to ask good questions
Linda,
around
bring
here.
me more. Linda, bring me
some more drink, Linda.
Got me in the hot seat.
Turn the fan on.
I'm just really interested because, I mean, there's a lot of dogs out there that, I mean, they just have great attributes, but like you said, they have flaws in certain areas. But, man, if you could just isn't that part of being a visionary in this game? You know, like
yes, and that's the tricky part, because to me, I feel like, I'm just now getting in on, the numbers and trying to learn genetics. And, Zach was down here when the guy was talking about inbreeding coefficients and stuff, running the computer program. Jesus. And y'all,
I remember that.
It blew my mind, bro, because he was interested in, I had 2 litters a week apart. So I told him what I had, and he was like, boom, send me the numbers and the papers. And he did. And the litter that he picked in on were bigger bully or puppies.
Mm.
And it like opened my eyes, like I was telling Zach. I was like, damn, man. But I don't know if you run that computer system and you miss out on your freaky dogs, like your shamrocks.
At the end of the day,
you're
right.
You still got to look at the dog at hand at the end of the day. I mean, me personally, if I was him, the statistics and the numbers are going to tell you one thing, but when you get there at the end of the day, if I get there and it's telling me I should go with litter A and I'm there and I'm like, well, fuck, litter B is actually, I'm not going to be like, well, no, the computer said,
that's right.
I got to take this one. And I'm be like, no, fuck that.
It's kind of like when,
absolute.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Dwight Schrute went up against Sells against the computer, at the end of the day.
So let's talk about, like, you say you're new, you're coming in.
No, you're avoiding the question.
No.
No.
It's not
about the question.
Oh, he asked the question. What was the question? Hold on.
The question was you have 5 dogs. To make your best dog. And you guys think of it too. I want to know what y'all thoughts are.
So headpiece for me would be Adonis.
Okay, Adonis.
I would want the standard size. I would want the standard height requirement. Standard dog, no pocket, no XL. Standard classic height.
Okay.
But I really want a standard dog, bro. Rear, I know he's a pocket dog, but Lucky.
So Lucky's rear, Adonis's head.
Yes. But like I said, on a frame,
yes. I want to
body wise, like I would want dogs body wise to be like blues and zeros, that big. Like I want, that's because I feel like with a head like that and a rear like that, you got to have that. And then I ain't even gonna lie, y'all, and I may be biased, but John Wayne's feet on everything. John Wayne's front feet on everything.
You would think that we have a foot fetish over here as much as we talk about how important feet are.
And
it's crazy.
And if you ever get a dog that's really got them, it's hard not to just not like one that don't. And I got one over here, old Clyde, and Zach can tell you about Clyde. He to the left. That's that first bully I got, the Miyagi stuff. First time I showed him, that woman told me don't ever bring that dog back out in the ring. But I didn't know. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have YouTube. Yeah. I didn't have nothing. I was out there with an 8 foot. I was out there.
You learned a lot from that. But see, your experience, like people don't, that's the thing that the people have a problem with. Like the first vest I ever came out with, Lance, like I literally, it was like 6 weeks behind. I get it in and they all fucking blow up and fall apart because the stitching wasn't there. So I had to take all the inventory and go back to it. It was like but I learned so much about producing a better quality product from that disaster.
Bro, I wouldn't
Embracing that
change
struggle,
anything.
man. You got to embrace that struggle, man. I read some. It was like you got to embrace the struggle, because when you hide the struggle, when you get success, people don't believe you deserve it because they never seen your struggle.
That's
and
right.
even with the struggle, they don't believe you deserve it. So you just might as well add it anyways. Exactly. So all right, so you got the feet, you got the head, you got the rear,
got the body. That's it.
So just 3 dogs:
head, body, rear, feet.
In Mississippi,
top line
5.
Yeah,
2 more in Mississippi.
Oh, one more.
Showmanship.
One more,
Coach.
Yeah, I would say temperament. And that could be any dog. That would be. So I love John Wayne's temperament as far as how he's chill, but I wish he had a little more. Hey, I want to be here. Like I want to be here. Like kind of like Earp's got too much. Hey, I want to be here.
Yeah.
Which is not too much, but too much for the show ring. To me, a dog that head up high and puts them feet out and touches them back feet. I mean, bro, it's like watching them horses, man. It's just, it don't get no prettier than that to me. It's a dog's movements is, but I think that comes with good structure and everything. I just don't know how far they're going to be able to push the envelope, you know.
That's your 5? We got your 5.
That's 4.
Maybe.
That's 4. Oh, I'm from Mississippi too, so my bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, temperament on any dog. I can't. I say a dog. Devin Ferrero's dog Bowser. That's real good. Every time I've been in the ring with that dog, I've never heard it snap at anybody or growl and you know, he beat me last weekend in Oklahoma. He's 7 years old and I would have given him the ribbon too. That dude was moving. You know, and if they were leaning towards cleaner dogs, he moved better that day, you know.
We got a winner. What they got?
We just got to see if they're in here. But yes. So Devin Ferrero.
Bowser.
Well, dog grand champion Bowser, yeah. The temperament.
You got somebody in here who's all over you, man. Like, why doesn't he like pockets? That's going to be down. Like,
have you seen how tall he is? I understand why he doesn't like pockets.
Yeah, I can't bend my fat ass over to show him. Look, it's not, dude, that I don't like pockets. I don't. I respect a good dog in any class, including Frenchies, including. It's hard for me to like him. I ain't gonna say that, but yeah, I love all classes of bullies. Like, I mean, what I want, and like I said, this is all my opinion and everything, but what I want is a standard dog. I want a blue, I want a 0 type dog, you know. But
Jared from Mississippi Bully Compound signed, you're a pocket hater.
He's part of the BWO. He's bullshit.
You're a pocket hater. All right.
He was one of the original guys with us.
3-dimensional bullies says, or 3-dimension, the dimensions? Yeah, there we go. 3-dimension bullies says, what are your thoughts on studying out to approved females to protect the quality of your bloodline and offsprings? Are you selective on females that hit you up?
So when I first started breeding John Wayne, I was open to almost any different blood because me as being a new breeder, I don't know what clicks with what. I know what people are saying not to do, but who knows? They're not telling me not to do that because that's going to be my banger.
Yeah.
So to me, I just kind of like to learn, like even with people like, hey, I don't like so-and-so, like, well, I'm going to make my own opinion about so-and-so. You know, that's how I've always kind of been. So I'm kind of like you, Stan, when you made that first dog vest, I'd rather learn, you know, because it is so valuable to learn. I mean, no, man, I mean, to me, it's just, I mean, I have to go. That's what I would do as far as shit. I got off track.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it, man. People get paralyzed for just based off fear, man, of failure.
Yeah, what were we just talking about, though, Zach?
About
dogs,
studying out the females.
Studying out the females. So. Yeah. I mean, that's what you want to do every time. You want to breed to the best. But at first, I did go to a bunch of different bloods to see. And now there's some bloods that, you know, the phenotype's really, 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 really going to have to be there for me to do that.
John
So I
Wayne.
am more selective now. And kind of what I'm breeding to my yard too is kind of where I'm really wanting to kind of really see what's going on, because I kind of know more top and bottom of what I have than I do somebody else's stuff. Even if they send me a pedigree, I mean, I can Google it, but I'm not. I mean, the more dogs I can actually see in a pedigree, the more I like to base my decision off of.
Yeah.
Real quick, the.doge.family. You won the Blue Magic Puppy Blank. Make sure you hit up Lance on his page, because he's gonna have to send you that. He has the product for that, so make sure that you hit him up, and we'll forward your information over there as well. But just make sure you hit him up.
So coming in the game, you got a dog like Grand Champion John Wayne. You're hitting shows. He's doing his thing. You're getting best in breeds. You're getting best in shows. Now
Everybody's on your nuts.
Now we're in a pivotal moment of dogs becoming more just right. The standards progressing. The dogs are evolving. We're getting bigger dogs. We want more type. What do you do in a situation with a dog like that? How do you look at that whole situation where it's like, a year ago you would come out, like you said, you killing the game. Now you come out and it's hard to get looks sometimes.
I mean, I've run 2 years in the ABKC. I'm gonna push him different registries. I'm still trying to get a dog that to fit the ABKC. I do want a bigger dog. Like I just said, I do want a bigger standard type dog. And that's the reason I want that dog, because those type dogs are the ones that's going to compete for your best in shows on a regular basis.
Facts.
I mean, even I mean, the pocket game right now to me is so. They're gonna have to figure that back rear out. You know what I'm saying?
You better leave that pocket class alone. Them boys gonna come for you, boy.
There's some nice.
On you. They're in here.
So basically, Lance is saying that pockets have weak rears.
Yep.
That's
the clip right there. We're putting that one out. Lance said pockets are shit.
No, I'm
if
just
you have
saying,
a pocket,
like,
get out the game.
Yeah.
To me, what I've seen in my experience, the bigger dogs are the ones going for the majority of the time are going for your best in shows and stuff like that. And like y'all said, I've had success early. So to me, we need to go up to make it make sense. But I'm going to push John Wayne in UKC next year. Just tell her to hit me up. We're definitely not, we don't run from comp, but like, we're also not just going to keep bashing our head against a brick wall either. But I have other dogs that are coming up off of Wayne that are doing good. Got a few that are about to champ. Gaines Bullies got one down there. They're part of BWO and Bass Reeves. And then I got one here from Texas that's a couple majors away from champion. So 2023 is going to be good, and I got a female. So we're going to keep pushing Wayne blood in the thing. And I'll probably bring Wayne to every nationals. I mean, he'll always be a grand champion. I'll always be able to be in the grand champion class. And to me, that's a milestone in its own. And Roger knows, Zach, the stress of running and campaigning a champion, a grand champion type dog. It's work. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time away from family. So, you got to have a team. And that's another thing about the BWO. Try to make things easier. Let's go when we stay. Let's get a B&B. Let's $50 a person for the weekend instead of everybody paying $300 for a hotel room,
Are there pocket people allowed at those Airbnbs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. They have to sit in the back.
John Wayne coming up, right? Just starting to show him versus now he's at grand champion level. Did you find that early on, like maybe like the ringside naysayers weren't as dominant as it seems like the higher a dog gets, the more critical everyone is about him.
Well,
like they should have been critical back when he was starting. Right?
That's right. Because John Wayne, bro, he won a best in show at 7 months, and that's pretty freaking crazy. And he was a little bitty dog. But I think that's where they kind of where they let you off the hook, though. Oh, he's a puppy, Right. But then when he got to the age, and I've had people come to shows, bro, to look at him and say, "Hey, man, he's just not as big as I want." Man, that's why I told you to come down here, and no hard feelings, because at the end of the day, we're running a business, and we want our customers to be happy. And if you're, don't come into this half-hearted, because if you do, you're not going to be happy when the puppies hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially pockets.
Well, we know what Zach and Roger's opinion on ringside judges are. What is your opinion on ringside judges and definition
See
of
that?
ringside judges?
So I've been in a lot of
He hooked into it, he
situations.
got it.
I've been in a lot of situations with a lot of different people, from top people to people who just started. You hear it all. At first, it used to bother me. I think everything's okay. Like if if you don't agree with the win or something, to get in the car and ride back home, be like, man, that long neck son of a bitch had it beat me,
Yeah.
But let's not do that. Like you said, Stan, it all goes back to
Sportsmanship. Sportsmanship goes a long way.
It goes back to sportsmanship, and it goes back to just something more simple than that, just respect, just a flat out respect for them. People drove. You don't know how far they drove. You don't know how many hours they've spent out in the driveway. You don't know what they're doing. They're doing the same shit you're probably doing.
Trying to learn.
So to me, and to me, y'all, any given day, I mean, they say there's a written standard, but I mean, it depends on how that dog shows. It depends on who's handling that dog. I know there's dogs out there, when I see a certain handler with them, boom, I got them. And then I see somebody else with them, like, damn.
They got me.
They got me.
Blue's an example of that, right? Like, when he got into the right handler, he ended up becoming a national champion.
That's right.
Yeah.
And people like Hannah and Kiera and all them that can, and it's a special thing, bro. Like people kind of, I mean, they make it look so easy. It's their own fault, really, but they make it look so damn easy. But it's hard to just take a dog from the sideline and go in there and make it do something. So I don't even take dogs at shows anymore, unless you send them to my house and for training.
Do you kind of feel like you approach like you're kind of like the underdog when it comes to being a handler?
Ooh.
Oh, bro, I don't even consider myself, bro. I mean,
you can't not consider yourself a handler. You've had a top 10 dog the last 2 years in a row.
But that's because I had 75% of the battle with a good dog. That's
what makes you a good handler, though, right? Like you trained him from pup to show.
That's right.
I would say he's fishing. Stan, behave yourself.
So I got so much help from other handlers, like in the ring with them.
Yeah.
Like when I remember the day I grand champ John Wayne, there was Stanford Newell was in there, and he told me, he said, "Bro, pick your pace up. I'll be damned if I didn't win the damn show."
I mean, I can say that for sure. I've had judges tell me, like in the ring with me, that's an actual judge going against me and tell me, hey, you need to slow down on your, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
the nature of the competitiveness is there, and like you said, man, the overall culture inside the ring is different than what it seems from the outside looking in. You would think it's more drama than it really is.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the ring, there's hardly any.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you're in the ring, it's more. Yeah, it's when you step outside the ring. Yeah.
And that's usually where it starts. You'll have somebody that's a fan of, say me, Zach, and Roger in there.
No,
since I'm the guest on the podcast, let's just say I win. I beat both of y'all's ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So me and Roger and Stan, we're in there shaking hands. Hey, man, congratulations. Yeah. But somebody that's a fan of Zach's over there, that's some bullshit. Or somebody that's a fan of Roger, hey, Roger should have got that. And then that's where, and it's like, because the people who compete against each other, like I said, you earn that respect.
Do you believe that the consistency is even at that argument? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just like, I didn't go to enough shows last year, but there were so many dogs that just stood out in their classes heads above arrest to me. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I could be seeing. In
my personal opinion, I don't think they should have changed the standard class so quick. I think they should have let the standard class catch up until you had 50, 60 dogs that looked like Blue and Zero in the ring.
Yeah.
They changed it. When did they change it? What was it? 2011?
So I actually experienced it when I first started, like really with the ABKC and Shanks and shows 3 years ago. John Wayne was a standard all day long. He was a standard dog with a Shonen standard class. He would have been a smaller standard. I'll say that. He would have been a smaller standard, but he would have been. I mean, we were in Oklahoma last weekend, and in the 1 to 2 classic class, bro, them dogs were freaking huge, man. Like, come on, guys. Like, come on, guys. You're telling me that 100-pound dog's a classic? I mean, where are we going with it? Like that? That's my only thing. But I try not to speak out too much because I mean, I'm going to run what I run. I don't disagree. I've always been the type, even when they were changing, like, hey, y'all just tell me what class I need to be in, and that's what I'm going to show, because I don't want to go in a class and somebody think I'm trying to dodge something. So I always went to judges and had them wicket my dogs, and not just one judge. Right. Multiple judges, and then I took the equation, and whoever told me the most, that's what class we would go in. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be. But then people say, well, if it was like that, then the same dog would win. Well, tough shit. I mean, it's competition. Like if that dog fits the standard the best, that dog should win every damn show. If we're trying to breed to a standard, that's what makes that dog special, right? Like that's right. So, but there's too many people, and I think that they try to cater to too many people, and who knows, maybe they catered to me and let little John Wayne win them years. That's
a rumor.
That's a
rumor. Boy.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, no, but the thing that sets you apart, bro, is you don't let evolution fear you. You've changed and adapt through everything. Like you started out with bad dogs, you went to fun
no
shows,
Facebook.
You realized. He said
horrific dogs you started out with, and
just horrible dogs, just
like bottom of the barrel stock.
Going to these
what you've done with
shows.
Your shit stock is just
you was like, bruh. But no, so that's what gives you the adversity to win, right? Because you're not scared to change. You're not scared to evolve. You see what it is, and that's what gives you the upper hand. Yeah.
Well, you got to, but you can't just also listen to everybody and just say, oh, well, Roger did this breeding. That's exactly what I need to do. No, that breeding's working for Roger, because I can guarantee you Roger's got whatever's coming out of that already a stud picked out for that bitch, and the same thing with you, Zach. I mean, everybody's got their vision, right? But I think we could still have our own vision and still have more consistent dogs is what I would like to see. That's the only thing I would like to see, is just more consistency in the classes. And there's no way a classic class should look like the one did last weekend. We may have had an XL or two in there, and just saying, it was a good show.
Sometimes.
And we won. I mean, I'm not complaining. We won one show.
Sometimes I feel like the classic class is just a throwaway class. So my female is a classic bitch champ, right? When I first got her wicketed by judges, they told me she was 16. She had to be in, no, she's not pocket. She's too tall. She needs to be in classic. But then when I got in classic, there's dogs that's shorter than her. And I'm like, bro, you just kicked me out of this class to go to this class to tell me my bitch is too tall at 16, but I'm losing the dogs that's 14 inches tall in the classic class.
So to me, that's why I wish that there was a written feedback, at least for the top three dogs. Like, why did number 2 beat number 3? Why did number 1 beat number 2? And which I know that's a lot to do. And it's a big organization. I get it, and they're doing obviously the best they can. But I mean, I have nothing bad, really. I mean, ABKC is where I started. ABKC will always be my home. That's where I'm going to try to make my mark, for real.
So let me ask you guys, all of you, did every one of us get kicked out of the standard class at some point into the classic class?
I don't think I ever even got in that son of a bitch. Roger to get kicked out.
They kicked me out the pocket class to the classic class.
Yeah, I never got
But it was a learning experience, though, right? The first time I took her to a show, I actually had her wicketed before I even registered to the last 2 shows of the day. And they were like, oh, she's pocket, she's under 16. Because when you put the wicket at 16, she doesn't touch it. She doesn't move it. She's right at the line. So they were like, put her in pocket. So she went out. She won both the shows. She won first place. She won best in show, whatever, woo, blah, blah, blah. And then we came back the following week, and I put her back in pocket. And then all the judges was like, nah. And then finally I was like, bro, what is going on? And then they were like, hey, look, she's too tall. So it was get from there to there, go from this to that. And it was a height thing, really. She's right at the line.
But I say this, no matter what class you champ out in, you earn that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, okay, you champ out and you think you didn't earn that? Well, if you grand champed out, I can guarantee your ass you earned it. That's, to me, champion class is the hardest class in the ABKC, just because you are going against so many XLs, pockets. I mean, you got them all, and everybody's a champion, So now that's when I feel like your handling and your dog's conditioning, that's why I love the X-Dog stuff so much, because, dude, ever since I've been using it, I mean, it's just a difference. I mean, anything from my dog's eating better on the road to exercising. I mean, I'm just pumped about y'all's new stuff y'all got coming out, man. The collars, the everything, bro. Like, I'm definitely a fan. Like, we use this stuff for real. We use everything.
I appreciate it, man. Like, at the end of the day, genetics, man. Genetics are genetics, and how you enhance them. At the end of the day, 1% competitive advantage is going to make a difference, and especially when it comes to conditioning of the dog, man. Some of these shows are fucking so late, and they're all fucking day. And
bro.
If your dog's under condition, and it might be the better dog that day, but if it ain't showing out when the lights are on, fuck, man. It could be the difference between winning and losing.
That's right. And that's a lot of times, dogs get that win in the fourth show because them bigger dogs are a little more wore out and stuff. And, and I'll say this about Wayne. He dives at the fourth show. If it's late, it's been a long day.
Yeah. It's over.
He's like, come on, where's Cheeseburger at? Like,
I'm done, bro.
Who are some of these up and coming dogs that are kind of under the radar? All of you. This is a question for everyone that you guys believe are going to be future stars in the ring here in the near future.
Hangman.
Oh, yeah. That Blue Sun.
The black.
Little,
I like that.
Little baby.
I like is Bass Reeves off of John Wayne?
Yeah, he's off of John Wayne. Grand champion John Wayne bred the grand champion Bad Betty. She just grand champed out in Oklahoma.
That dog
bro.
is nice, bro, for 8 months old.
Bro, he's a beast, like I said, and he's bigger than Wayne, already. Like, that dog has a possibility to maybe be a standard dog, for real. Like, he's nice. And, Mike Green, they work the hell out of him, Gaines Bullies down there in Texas. They're part of BWO as well. We just blessed with the right people, man, and blessed with good dogs to keep us in it early, not get just the shit beat out of you and you're just like, man, I'm done. Like, we were blessed to meet good people and just man, people that mess with you, bro. Like, from the smallest things, and it's not a small thing, but just like my graphics and stuff with Zach, like, ever since he's been doing my stuff, it's changed the game. I mean, I have shit that pops up from 2 years ago, and I'm like, man, there ain't no way I posted that shit. Like, and not hating on anybody, because I appreciated what they did for me at the time, but I just really didn't know no better. And people who don't meet you at the shows don't really know, and that's how you reach your other people. So it's, marketing's a big thing, and Zach really, man, I'm learning from him every day on it, man.
Yeah, it's a big thing, bro. 7, I would say. I mean, Roger, you pulling 7 out soon?
It's basically my fault because I got so many breedings.
Finally, holding some accountability.
Thank you. Jeez.
Yeah,
we got it out
Jesus
of
Christ.
Y'all heard it here.
I got so many breedings planned that I can't go to shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I missed almost this whole year for that.
Kind of got him. So he's going to probably come back out early 23. He needs 2 more wins to grand. So,
I've seen some dogs. Like I said, I've only been to 3 shows this year.
Loser.
One of them was a half a show due to some family business, but I've seen a handful of dogs this year that
was a Mississippi
pretty
show.
Impressive. Yeah, Mississippi show. I went to Daytona Beach and I went to the Georgia show.
Top 5 states right now who have the hardest bullies overall. Top 5 states representing.
Hardest. Is that like muscleist?
I'm just saying, like, this showmanship, like that meets.
Like, no one refers to a structured dog as hard.
Let's say
just the hottest dogs in the game. Like, if going in
Chicago, Texas, California, Florida,
Mississippi.
Not Virginia for sure.
Not Virginia. No one lives there.
Mississippi.
Cody
I'm gonna say Mississippi, my last spot.
I mean,
I would put our state up against anybody's state. Not saying that we would win, but it would be competitive.
Yeah, we got
That'd
a
be
lot of dogs
interesting.
that don't get the recognition they deserve or go out or get marketed.
Right.
We got a lot of backwood dogs that's just like holy shit.
Would
But I
you
mean,
guys
every
would
state
But
has that probably.
yeah,
I
let me
yeah,
ask
they
you a
just
do.
question. Would you
Tons of
guys ever
dogs.
use a what we used to refer to them today as a ghost kennel dog, which is basically a kennel that just had a badass dog but didn't have zero marketing. It's just basically like a pet home dog, but you seen the fucking dog, you're like, holy shit! If I
I
had
would
this dog,
I would use the dog if I hated the person that owned it. If the dog was what I needed,
told you, Zach.
like
Well, no, I mean you can tell you. I mean Lance will tell you he'll tell you he doesn't really care for Clyde. He puts him to the side. But like I went to his house and I was like, bro, minus his little feet situation that you claim is super bad, which ain't really that bad. This
he's a
dog he's a nice bro. The dog's got more drive than you would know what to do with, bro. He's a nice dog. You know, he could
Right.
be a tool.
my best
Georgia,
friend.
Texas, Cali, Mississippi, South Carolina.
Yeah, and like
1%
I would throw
Illinois all day.
Illinois. Yeah,
I mean,
You
Illinois
got to
for
throw
sure.
they're in my
Chicago, all
top
that
five.
Yeah.
Rocco stuff. There ain't no
Yeah.
way you can leave them guys out.
Well, Sam
I'm gonna go with
left Illinois.
Dylan, and Dylan.
I spit hot fire.
No one said
man.
Indiana. Indiana's
No, I
not on the
never.
list.
No.
But and that's just what I know. This is just kind of what I know. I don't know where every dog's from. I know, I just know a lot of dogs in Texas, a few dogs in Cali, and then I know Florida, kind of where I've just shown, really. But you can't deny, the Rocco blood. Them guys have got some freaking bulls.
There's good dogs everywhere. You just may
Yeah.
not see them. You know what I
That's
mean? Like
correct.
every state.
So it's
you'll
not a
probably
knock
have some
to
bad
any
bulls.
state. We're not
Right.
over here. We're
I
not
kind
out
of
here.
feel it's a knock when you don't mention
Yeah.
the state.
I think he was knocking on it. He said, "What I heard was there's no pockets from any other states that were shit."
Oh
That's
man,
all I
no.
heard, bro.
There's some man. There's when pockets are done right, they're a good looking dog. And I'll even say that. When the exotics are done right, they're a good looking dog. It's just.
Oh, here
It's
you
just,
go.
it's just
Here he
not, it's
goes.
just,
Oh, here we go.
but I mean, it's just not, like I said, it's just everybody's cup of tea. I just want to stay structure and health on my end, and I think we need to really start focusing on that. If not, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, to me, that's where where I want my program to go. Structure and then add the mass later, and then other people do it the other way. Other people go freaky and then clean it up. And that may be the best way to go. But like you said, time will tell. Now your X Dog vest is way better than that first one. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, something just blew up. He said,
Do we have any other questions? I know we got a boatload of questions.
we
You only
got a
asked
ton
me
of
Yeah,
like,
hit them up.
Bro,
Hit them
you
up.
had-
Come on. Hey, we
you
got
asked
a
like
two-hour
three questions.
A lot of the
special
questions-
tonight, baby.
That's
2 hour
right.
special.
"Hey, we'll run it." A lot of the questions though were stuff that he's pretty much answered. Like, what do you dislike or like about John Wayne? All right, here we go. What's your opinion on genetics? How hard working condition muscle win shows?
Like Stan said,
wait.
genetics are genetics, and then the supplements, get your peak out of that. To me, it all adds. Obviously, if the genetics are not there, you're just putting supplements on a dog. If you got the genetics and the right training and the right food and everything, your dog's going to be the best it can be. And it takes all three.
It's all about maximizing your genetic potential. Somebody asked earlier, I think one of the questions is like, are all these supplements needed? Well, that's such a broad question because we'd have to actually look at your base feeding program. You may not need a supplement at all based on your feeding program. You know what I mean? So, it just.
But somebody like me that feeds kibble, this stuff is priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have the mess. You don't have to, worry about your bowls, like as much, like this stuff here to me is it's game changing, bro. You can see results, bro.
It's and that was an evolution it went from supplements equaled steroids to that whole transition. It's been like a 20-year era to kind of get people to understand the terminology because so many people are uneducated. This is a crazy question right here. It says, let's talk about animal abuse in the community. Seeing it a lot lately. What are you actually seeing? Can you be more specific? What do you mean by animal abuse?
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing it? I'm not seeing
No,
it.
I want to hear about this.
I see people, tighten their dogs up, as far as, with the chain, or if a dog, leans on somebody, they'll discipline their dog. But I mean, when you talk about abuse, abuse could be leaving your dog in a kennel too much or not letting it exercise enough. Let's talk about, I feel like the people who go to shows treat their dogs overall better than your average homeowner.
Yeah, they said there was a big raid last week, over 100 dogs. But it was bullies. It was the breed that were.
Could have just
I
been
mean,
dogs,
or
period.
is
It
it just
probably
dogs?
was.
And I think it's just perspective. People that have dogs and they have them on the couch and they have one dog, they would look at a program that has a kennel and they would say,
Puppy
"I'm in
mill.
prison." You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
They don't understand.
Yeah,
When you have a big program, you can't keep 20 dogs on your couch.
Yeah, I mean, anybody with 100 dogs on their yard is gonna have a problem. Period.
That's excessive.
Yeah, they're talking about hundreds of dogs taking
I
poor
can't
condition,
imagine.
dogs.
We halfway there, Roger.
Yeah. But
I'm not.
I mean, that's something that had never died. I mean, there's people around the world as we speak right now with hundreds of dogs that are puppy milling that just,
and to me that's wrong.
yeah.
Now if you to me, I feel like if you got your stuff figured out and you know what you're producing and you got a waiting line on people wanting your product and it's a certain product,
Yeah.
man, pump them things out, because you're just not just giving puppies away and just giving them to whoever. You're actually giving them to people that's in a waiting line that's got the money to take care of them, vet bills. I mean, it's not just buying the dog.
Well, I mean, I say this all the time. I'm not going to say it. They're not there and they're not going to, or they haven't been, but very seldomly will you see American bullies in those type of situations where they're at shelters or whatnot because of the stipulations of the contracts at hand, right? Most bully breeders, for one, are either microchipping, nanochipping, and even if they're not, it's 9 times out of 10 in most people's contract where it says if you by any chance cannot house or keep this dog in your possession anymore, I'm the first person to take the dog back, right?
That's right.
So I feel like as a community, we do a very good job of making sure that we don't head in that direction. And but dog abuse and that type of stuff is just every day.
And that's a state issue. You need to talk to your governor and state.
Yeah.
Like, you coming on here is not going to really do much. You know what I mean?
I can't do nothing about it. Yeah.
But as far as the breeders, there's different levels.
Yeah.
Some breeders have those, and some breeders just don't even have a contract. They just buy them and they're gone.
And I don't even consider myself a breeder yet, but I want to one day be able to produce dogs and people be like, hey man, you got that from Blue Magic Bullies, or hey, that's a John Wayne, and I can see. That's right, man, and that's the goal, and that's what we're hoping for, and that's the next step for us. If he to me, he don't have to do anything else in any ring, in ABKC, UKC, nothing. I mean, he's blessed us 100. Just like I know you feel the same way about Precious. There ain't nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing about that. And I kind of feel the same way about Wayne, but I also feel like Wayne's a once in a lifetime dog for my camp. Not everybody, but for me, I may not ever get a dog who does this and can go to different registries and do so. We're going to squeeze it until the milk's out, man. I mean, we're going to milk it for everything it's worth.
Y'all still milking cows up there in Mississippi?
No, we got the red top at the Kroger, baby.
All right, I'm just making sure. Just making sure. Yeah, no, you're right though, man, and it's a good thing that you see it that way, because if you didn't, you could have merely just been like, oh, he's just a regular old dog, but you seen the world in him and took him and put him in a position where he was able to win like he was and was able to be seen by many and bring you what he's brought you.
I bought John Wayne with a broke leg, man. I bought John Wayne just to do the breeding that I just done. It took me 3 years to do that breeding. So I bought John Wayne not even wanting to show. I mean, obviously if he turned out, but I brought him for reproduction reasons, pedigree. And that's where I was kind of, when I first started, I was kind of putting peds over phenotype too much, which peds are important, but god darn that phenotype is too.
Yeah.
And that's why my females are a little smaller than I would like. But, we're super happy where we are with our, our program. Feel blessed, like I said, and the BWO is just, I mean, I would have never thought that it would even be this big, but it looks like it could even be bigger. So,
so somebody out there right now tuning in, they're watching, they see the BWO, they want to be a part of it. What do they do?
Hit us up. come to some shows, support. It's not an easy thing. As far as it's not a quick thing. And by me saying that, hell, I mean, we asked, Zach to be BWO. He turned us down. We
What?
still talked to
My
each
boy,
other.
I swear to God, Lance gonna tell that motherfucking story to the day he died. He
I
be like,
ain't
bro,
gonna
I
let
tried to
nobody
get that
forget.
motherfucker.
But
Why
he's
would
not
you?
the. But
Why
he's
did
not
he
the
go?
only one. He's not the only one, and I still use Zach on. He does all my business, all my marketing. It's not a. We're grown over here, like
Yeah.
and just have thick skin and be able to take criticism, because when you join, hey, you come out of that ring and your lips down, like, hey, I'm gonna tell you, hey, your dog was limping, or
Man,
hey,
now
your
look,
dog looks
now
fat.
Lance, bro, you gonna have every time I go to a show now, BWO people gonna be looking at me. They can
Oh,
probably
we're
do
gonna
me
jump.
right
We're
there.
gonna
It
jump you
goes
at.
right there.
Hey.
That's him. That's him right
That's
there.
the problem. That's
You
why you
got
didn't
him.
get joined. You
Yep.
jumped in.
But
You got
but just reach out to us and don't be afraid to come talk to us. Anybody, just come talk to us. You have to be show active. That's the only rule we have. You have to be show active. You don't have to have a champion or nothing, but that may get changed because everybody's kind of rocking and rolling. But we don't want to miss out on a good person in a good program just because they're not there yet either.
Yeah.
just let them
And
come up.
Well,
that's
Lance,
and that's kind of the watching process, and we watch your profiles. We don't want nobody that's in drama all the time. We really don't want nobody that's in drama ever. But we got a couple hotheads in
I
our
know.
group.
That's why I was surprised when you asked me. I was like, what, bro? I'm
Well,
always in some shit.
we really just want to get people that do everything. We have judges that's in the group, ICBR and BRC. The rule is don't show under them. We had
Same.
one show that we did, and one person got picked, one person didn't. We didn't get too much flack about it, but it was a small show. I just feel like that's going to open up more room for, hey, you just picked that because of that. Like, hey, it's one show, sit that show out, catch the next one. You know what I mean? Be there to support your family member, but so it's just we're learning as we go too on a lot of things, and just being able to work with each other has been clutch.
Let's address this pinned question since it's been up here for like 20 minutes. That Pac-9 Precision wants to know, how do they become a handler? Like, did you go to classes with John Wayne and like the person there at class teach you, or did you just self-taught in the ring?
So, like I said, I didn't have any YouTube, any Facebook, or anything when I first started. I literally
like Zach.
first show I was at was, I had an 8-foot coon dog leash.
I was gonna say an 8-foot dog.
I'm over here
goddamn.
stacking. I'm over here
flat
stacking.
collar.
Yeah,
You had him
I'm
on a
over here.
3-inch flat collar, spike collar.
Yeah. It wasn't spiked, but it wasn't no choke chain. Like, and just learned and watched and really just spent hours and hours out there. But like I said, I've always trained dogs. Like my pit bull would go get a beer from me in college. Like I always had a bond, and that's how I train my dogs. I bond with them so tight where, that's almost like you can talk to them if you do it right. So yeah. Go
I
ahead.
know a lot of people will go to like a lot. You look around your town, you're probably gonna find one, right? To have these places that have classes.
See, we don't.
Teach. They're going to teach your dog, but they're going to teach you too, like how to properly stack your dog, how to properly take your dog around the ring.
So mine was going to shows, getting in the ring, and then asking the people that were kicking ass. Hey, what can I do here? And then even asking judges. I can't tell you how much help I've gotten from judges, that's come up and been like, hey, you want me to show you what you were talking about in the ring? Yes, sir, I do. Yes, ma'am, I do. And just don't be afraid to become a handler. You just got to get out there and do it. It's, you just, and ask questions. And if I can help you with anything, hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on Instagram. I will help you. Zach's a good handler. There's a lot of good handlers out there. Just reach out and ask.
I think you got to kind of have like, I don't know, say a passion for it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's like me, I have no interest in it. Like, I want to breed dogs. I want to create dogs. I want to see my dog show. I have no desire to be in the ring with my dog. Like,
somebody says right here, Zach had zero confidence. I had to talk Zach into going into the ring for his first show.
That's not how that story went.
I mean,
So that's Tammy.
That's what they said. I'm just
that's
reading
Tammy.
it.
Look, so what happened was, I went to my first show to like check the shows out, see what it was like. You know what I'm saying? I get there, we get a booth. Tammy's at the table next to us. Well, I like went to the car, get something out. I came back and she had talked to my old lady and she's got one of my dogs out and she's like, he's beautiful. Are you going to show him? And I was like, look, I don't know. It's my first time here. I'm just here to check it out. Well, she's like, oh, you should show him. You should show him. Da, da, da. Well, her husband comes around the corner and he's like, oh, you sign him up and she'll show him. And then as the day got closer to the actual showing, she was so busy with her own dog. She kept telling me, look, you ain't going to get your money back. And I'm probably not going to be able to show your dog. So you got two options, lose your money or go in the fucking ring. And I was like, well, shit, I don't really have a choice.
20, baby.
Yeah.
She basically Tammy Robbins deal.
Yeah, bro, I didn't have a choice. I was like, well, I'm not losing that fucking $80. Let me bring my ass in this ring. And I
you did good too, bro.
Yeah, I think I got second place the first time I went in the ring. And it was like, so I grew up around dogs. My dad was a military handler. So like the obedience training and all that, it was there. Like that part of the dog. I've always had dogs. And that was just like it was like playing sports again, right? It was like being on the baseball field or the basketball court. It was like, oh shit, the competitiveness, the sportsmanship, that's like everybody's here to win. But at the end of the whoever wins, no matter what, everybody's dapping everybody. Is good job, congratulations. And it just like it kicked it off for me. So like Lance said, from that point forward, I was just watching all the good people. I was asking judges, hey, what I do wrong? What can I do better? For the longest, I never asked about the dog. Like, I didn't care what they thought about the dog. I was like, what the fuck do I need to do to get better? And they'll tell you, they'll be like, hey, try this. Like I've said, I've had a judge tell me in the ring going up against me, hey, you need to slow down on your gait. And I slow down and I end up beating them. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, I told you. So it's just like Roger said, you kind of have to, some people like it, some people don't.
Everything, I picked up everything from the smallest thing, like eye contact with the judge, like knowing when to stop. Just stuff that you wouldn't know unless somebody really gave you the game.
It truly is. It comes with repetition and actually being in there, like you said.
Yeah, Roger takes all the judges out to dinner at 5-star restaurants before every show.
And after.
Give me that Cajun bourbon.
Only after if they win.
Yeah.
Give me that Cajun bourbon chicken and shrimp.
I need sweet chicken teriyaki.
But to me though, it's hard not to build a relationship with these people that you follow around the country. Yeah. Like you're at the shows with the same reps, the same show hosts. Like, I mean, I've seen Roger at over 10 shows. I mean,
that's why I met Roger.
That's right. That's the first time I met Stan was at Nationals last year.
Yeah, like, we actually met at the hotel before the show, and it was like, oh, and then we just everywhere we went. Lot. Yeah, we just kept bumping into each other every fucking hotel. I'm like, hey, babe, look, it's them, it's that other couple. Yeah. It's them.
Roger, you remember when I pulled up on you in Kansas, boy? You didn't know what the hell was going on.
You got shook a little bit.
I'm trying to remember what? No.
When in Kansas, I got kicked out of damn Chili's.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Brought a Mississippi boy to Chili's.
Look! I was over there. I had me I smoked cigarettes when I drank. And look, I had me a little cigarette going. I pulled in. I seen Roger. I did a U-turn, and Roger started getting the dog, trying to get it close to the car. And shit.
Who is this big crazy kid? Man. It's a lifestyle, man. It'll definitely get you hooked. If you got any type of competitiveness in you, it'll definitely drive you, man.
Yeah.
Well, we got enough time for one more question. My phone is literally about to die, so
let's get it.
Let's get one more question in, and I'll do one more spin, and we'll call it a night, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on and all that too, man. I look up to all you guys, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, and much love to y'all.
Even though Zach likes pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you got to let him slide. He's from Mississippi. He gets a slide.
Yeah, but I enjoy, every once in a while, like you'll call me, I'll call you, just kind of bullshit for a while. And
you're so busy, bro.
It's always good to get other people's perspective on things too.
For sure.
So. But it's funny.
I respect y'all, man, because I know what y'all put into it, bro.
Even though we clearly, are kind of going in different directions as far as dogs are concerned, you would be surprised how much we have in common.
We may not be going in different directions, like Zach was saying earlier. It may just be going at it at different times. That's right.
Yeah. I think
But
everybody.
We all want the same thing. That big son of a bitch who's got the structure and don't have no flaw, and everybody says, "Damn."
Yeah.
That's
all right.
what
Last
we
question of the night. Jonathan Noriega says, "Can you have a female on barf diet before breeding and during pregnancy?"
A what diet?
Barf.
I don't even know what that is.
Basically,
It's a balance and raw fed.
Yeah. So it's
Basically,
like
a raw diet. That's
I don't do anything. I start doing a little sprinkled goat's milk and then start feeding puppy food before while they're pregnant, before they have the litter, and then I feed them puppy food and a little goat's milk while they're nursing. And when I take them off, I put them right back on their regular food with the X-Dog satin ball mix.
Yeah.
Which is a calorie enhancer. That's
right, and that helps with blown out coat. I mean, to me, it's what I seen the difference in, because I didn't use it in my first 2 litters. I used it on these 2, and that stuff, y'all, just really, I mean, in the vitamins, these 2, I really believe in these things.
I seen him putting satin ball in his cereal when I was up there.
Shit, I don't need no extra calories. I don't need no extra calories.
That's for the damn dogs.
No wonder his fucking beard game is on point.
I'm telling you, bro. I
appreciate that, guy. I appreciate
no
that.
hot spots
He
or
just
nothing.
sprinkling that shit on top of the cereal.
Hey, y'all had me nervous, but y'all made it fun, man. I really appreciate it, man.
All right, somebody's gonna win something. BWO here.
Yeah, come on. What they want?
BWO hat. So make sure you hit up Lance.
Oh. Yep, y'all hit me up, hit my inbox, and shoot me your addresses, and we'll get that shipped out. I got the puppy blanket and the hat, so I thought that any other stuff was gonna have to be ordered. My order's coming in next week.
I didn't see who was it.
It was a fresh. Let me see here. It was fresh_fire_bullies.
Okay.
So,
just to make sure.
But yeah, man, Lance. First of all, man, like I know Zach may not feel the same way about you, but I'm a fan of yours. Man, I really love your program. I respect you a lot.
Appreciate it, bro.
No, man, it's been an honor. Like what we want to do on this podcast, the whole point about this podcast is that we want to bring people on who have a vision that inspires us and that we believe is going in the right direction. There's a lot of different directions that our community is going, and a lot of it's in the wrong direction. And in order to improve the overall health of dogs and the vision of the American Bully, we believe that it takes people with that right vision to come on here and offer that value to our community. So, man, first of all, I just want to say ton of gratitude. We're a fan of yours, man. And if there's anything that we can do to support you, don't ever hesitate to reach out.
Bro, I definitely won't, and I appreciate this opportunity, and happy Thanksgiving to the whole bully world, and y'all enjoy your families, and I'll see whoever is coming to Nationals at Nationals.
That's right, man. Y'all heard it here first. This is True Beast Podcast, Muscle Bully, episode 16, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're on Instagram, just know you can catch us after this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all of the above. So just know you can tap in later, and YouTube.
Yep. Holla at y'all, man. Thank you, Roger, Zach. Love y'all.
See you,
man. Appreciate it, guys.